Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, bringing you another Opal Tower fiasco. Anyways, guys, I got some good news. I don't know if you guys remember, I made a video, and my channel got flagged from streaming live on my main channel, so I have to use my backup channel, which is doing pretty well. I'm getting up to 70, sometimes 40, 50, 60, 70 people watching, which is good on a backup channel. I mean, I only have, I think, 300, 200 subs on that channel. But I got flagged for my Australia video, so I've been petitioning with YouTube to bring back some of my videos. So I found this one. This wasn't there before. Housing Crisis Australia, Get Out of Sydney. It's from January 25th, 2017. So it's been over 2 years. And it's phenomenal how I actually predicted that there's going to be a mass exodus out of these big cities, because people, and at least you should read the comments on this. What people say, oh, we can't live outside of Sydney. You got to read some of this. So I'll leave a link at the bottom to this video. And then I have this other one that I did that came back, was Australia's Mortgage Prison Part 4, Housing Crisis. And that is phenomenal. That's a really good video, and that's from 2016. And I've been predicting a 40%, 50% correction now for many years now. The first time I predicted a 40, 50% correction was in 2014 in the city of Vancouver. Everyone thought I was a lunatic. People kept trolling me, harassing me, making fun of me, calling me every name under the sun, but I fought through it. And people are saying, well, you know, if you keep predicting a crash and, well, maybe 10 years later it will happen, you look like you're right. Now, this is propped. Too much government intervention, interest-only loans, everything to keep and butter up and sweeten this housing market. And this has been happening in every English-speaking country. And if you go back to a lot of my early videos, my early points that I make on some of these videos, you actually be so flabbergasted how so many professionals now that have come out of the woodwork and started making housing videos are using a lot of my lingo, some of the words I use. You know, it's kind of interesting to see. Maybe it's just coincidence. Maybe we're all like-minded and we think the same, you know. But anyways, I'm going to leave links at the end of the Opal Tower fiasco video so you guys can see. Now, what is happening with the Opal Tower, guys? An Australian nightmare investor who spent $840 large on a dream home inside Sydney's cracked Opal Tower faces financial ruin. $840 large. Guys living in Utah, or guys living in Conroe, Texas, that's $840,000. That's about $738,000 US, guys. So when you're thinking, oh, it's just a condo, Mike, what do you care? It's a lot of cake. I know you could buy a couple of 100 acres of land for that much money in some parts of the States, but that's a big deal, you know. So on his dream home in Sydney, the cracked Opal Tower, Andy Neverly says he is one of the many Opal Tower residents facing financial ruin. I don't think the property is worth anything. It's lost. It's gone, Mr. Neverly said. Opal Tower's defects, a sign of wider property development issues. Expert Mark North said property values could drop as much as 40%. He also said that thousands of residential properties could have similar defects. There you go there. See, Mark North here says the property values could drop as much as 40%. I've been predicting that since 2015, 2014, when I started seeing all of the pillars that were put underneath this housing. Interest-only loans, first-time buyer loans, this, and it's happening in Vancouver. Oh, well, look, Australia's doing it. Oh, look, New Zealand's doing it. Hey, London's doing it too. London was doing 100% loan to value, zero down. If you qualify, sign on the dotted line. Will haunt you for life if you foreclose. An investor who spent $840 large on his dream home inside Sydney's cracked Opal Tower is now facing financial ruin. Andy Neverly poured his life savings into a unit number 2208 in the now infamous apartment complex. However, that was supposed to be a joyous moment soon turned into a nightmare after residents evacuated the 36-story residential building on Christmas Eve after significant cracking issues. Many residents, including Mr. Neverly's own tenants, refused to return due to safety concerns. It's what you call an Australian dream turned into an Australian nightmare, Mr. Neverly told reporter Ross Greenwood in 60 Minutes. Here it is here. Many residents, including Mr. Neverly's own tenants, refused to return to the cracked Opal Tower picture due to safety concerns. Wow, that's so guys, again, living overseas or in the United States, watching this, it's real. This is, people are paying this much for condos, you know. People in Vancouver are used to it. You can buy a one bedroom for that much in Vancouver. It's like nobody, but people in the States are so flabbergasted when in parts of the US, like in Wisconsin or in Florida or South Carolina, Georgia, they look at that and they're like, what? I don't think the property is worth anything. It's lost. It's gone. It's evaporated. We're up SH Creek, and he said bluntly. The Opal Tower had been completed 4 months before signs of cracking began to show on the 10th floor. Developer Ecove carried out the emergency stabilizing works by placing hundreds of industrial props throughout the living rooms and bedrooms in the units up on the 10th level. The props will remain in place even when Opal Tower residents return. That's phenomenal. So we looked at this in the last video, where they structuring these beams, okay, and these beams are designed to hold load, okay, to hold major load. This isn't a joke load. So what they do is they put it into place, and then they adjust it and they crank it out at the bottom here until it actually reaches a specific, I don't know how many millimeters of a gap it needs to fill to prevent it from continuously. So they're all a lot of them are being put next to these, see these pillars? So that's the original pillar structure of the original design. So now they have to add these monstrous metal bricks. I'm pretty sure they're going to frame it and drywall it, and people are going to lose massive square footage from that. I could tell you that straight up. Property experts say the Opal Tower defects are indecisive of a wider issue with the recent property development. Banking and housing analyst Martin North has painted a terrifying image of what the property market can expect for the near future, with a potential drop of 40%, coupled with a rush to develop. Martin North told 60 Minutes developers were rushing to get properties on the market as quickly as possible, lending to defects. So there it is there, guys. There it is. And I've been talking about this Opal Tower thing for since Christmas, the 24th. I've been talking about this and covering it. And I knew that this was a very bizarro situation that they're in here. Completely bizarro. It's now the defects. So you would think a country like Australia would have high standards when it comes to buying a 800,000. How much? 840 large. A condo for 840 large. With interest, front-loaded interest on a mortgage. You're looking at absorbent amount of money if interest rates go up from where they are now. Phenomenal. Even if you put 30% down, you're still paying inwards around $3,400 to $4,500 a month just to maintain that. And that's not including strata fees. So guys, yeah, I want to throw this out there. I was a regional manager for a major lending institution for Western Canada. And I can't reveal that because I have signed a clause agreement, or I signed agreements. And but I've seen it, and I've seen a lot of crap. And you know what? We were really clean about the books. Really, really stringent with the underwriters, making sure not anything was just thrown around. People's lives are at stake here. People's futures are at stake here. And this is a very bad thing. So here's a little bit of footage video that came out. So there's a insider here. It's got music here. So the slabs were riddled with cracks. So let's go to the beginning here. A whistleblower has revealed damning construction faults at Sydney's Opal Tower. We could see the daylight from floor to floor. What? You could... Whoa. What did it say here? You could drop You could see, you could drop a 2-inch nail. What? Okay, whoa, whoa. Let's start this all over again, guys. I got to play this again. A whistleblower has revealed damning construction faults at Sydney's Opal Tower. We could see daylight from floor to floor. Wow. What? And then they laid the flooring and the hardwood and on top of that and the subfloor? Wow, really? Straight through, down to the floor below. Wow. Wow, look at the cracks on that. Let me open this up a bit more. Okay, I knew this thing was in bad shape, but this is a nightmare. Along with crumbling support beams on the 10th and 11th floor. These cracks were covered with filler. What? And pillars held together by tape? I hope it's duct tape because, you know, a handyman's good secret weapon is duct tape. So if the women don't find you handsome, at least they'll find you handy. What the hell? Where's my red-green hat? My Canadian Great North hat. I don't have it here. Wow. Pillars held together by tape. Is that even duct tape? What kind of tape is that? As the vision showed, it's just a little square foot. It goes through the entire floor. It's been over a month since residents first evacuated from Sydney's Opal Tower. Sorry, guys. It's been over a month since residents first evacuated. Okay, well, I thought it changed. Wow. Holy Max. And then I can't read this story because I have to pay $100 to read it. It's from today's date. Maurice Blackburn walks away from Opal Tower class action. So legal firm Maurice Blackburn has stepped away from the race to represent the Opal Tower apartment owners. The potential class action seeking financial compensation for the tarnished apartments. The firm did not offer a reason for the departure of Opal Tower Owners Corporation chairman. So the legal, I guess, that's taking the legal entity that's taking the class action lawsuits walking away from this too. Early Max. Guys, I am completely at all with this. And it's not just, and I've been saying this to you guys it's not just going to be this. It's going to be this and then another tower, this. What's that one I covered in Melbourne up there where the balcony glass is exploding randomly, just exploding and falling to the ground. People walking by. Like, this is just the start. We're just hitting the tip of the iceberg, and like I've been saying, I've been made fun of. I've been ridiculed. I've been so this is if you type in Australia, watch this. Look how many videos come up on my channel, but they go back years and years ago. 40-50% drop, overpriced, cost of living. Look at this. Australia housing bubble pops. That was 5 months ago when you started seeing things fall. Look at this. 2 years ago, get out of Sydney. 2 years ago, trends in the housing market, Australia edition. 2 years ago. Holy smokes. Housing crisis, Australia, wake up 2 years ago. And it's more than 2 years. Because you know why? I'll tell you why. You see that video right there? Okay, I'll tell you something about that video. It's been 3 years. I've left the Vancouver. So I don't know why it's showing 2 years. But I haven't that's my old place in Vancouver. I haven't lived there in 3 years now. I've been in my new house. This February is my 3-year anniversary here. So this is before I even left Vancouver. This is when I had my business in downtown Vancouver. So that's really interesting. Like how it's labeled as 2 years ago. I know it's financially timeline doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Australia housing is crashing. Oh, Australian crisis. Australia help hotline out of control. I talked to somebody. They gave me a tip on they're working at that help hotline of people foreclosing on properties and losing their shirts. Look at this. Look at this one from a year ago. Yeah. Oh, rest in peace. Guys, you got to see the rest in peace one. This one's so good. I worked so hard. This is from 3 years ago. Look at this.
And you can live in your
And look at this.
own interest rate, sorry, free.
I did a whole thing, a compilation of some of my Australia's best video. It's called Australian Housing Crisis Rest in Peace Must See. I'll leave this one at the end, and I'll leave the other ones at the end there for you guys to watch of this video. Guys, thanks for watching and supporting me all these years. It means a lot to me. And don't forget to hit me up in the tip jar if you get some spare change. Thank you so much. Good luck to everybody out there, and let's see where the market heads.